What's up guys, Roger here with Vantage Realty and Home Loan. One of the biggest hurdles that I'm seeing with home buyers today, especially first-time home buyers, is mindset. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about one of the biggest struggles that I'm seeing first-time home buyers face when it comes to buying their first home, and that is their mindset. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys a quick story. I was lucky enough that when I was 26, I had a job. I lived in a tiny studio with my brother. This was like probably 350, 400 square feet. We had a couch, a pull-out couch that was right next to the bed, and we slept literally right next to each other. I think I was 21 or 22. He was 18 or 19. And we lived very cheaply when we were young, like lived on nothing because we were working for minimum wage and saved as much as we could. So from 22 to 26, I started making a little bit more money. I think I got up to like 65,000 a year when I was 26. I was able to buy my first home, but I was very lucky to buy my first home because I was also very scared. I had a lot of fear into buying the right home. Am I gonna buy in the right neighborhood? I mean, I'm putting essentially all my savings into this house, whether it's 5 or 10% down. What if I can't pay the mortgage? What if I lose my job? What if I buy it as an investment property and I can't find a tenant? Now I have to pay this mortgage. But the reason I was lucky is I had a mentor, my cousin, and I was working for him at the time. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been able to pull the trigger and buy a house, because what the advice he gave me was, don't think, just do it. Again, not to send the message of just, not to think and buy a house, but what he was saying, what he meant by that was don't overthink. Don't overthink buying a house, because real estate is a sound investment. When you buy a house, you have to do an appraisal, right? So if the appraisal comes in and it's at the value for the offer that you put in, you're getting it at a fair market value. And if you look at real estate over a 10, 20, 30 year period, it always goes up. So his message was don't overthink, find a house with good square footage, maybe a pool, good price per square foot. And if you find a good one that has good price per square foot for the area, don't overthink. Pull the trigger and buy the house. And I was so lucky to have that, because if it wasn't for that, I would be in the same position that I'm seeing other people in, right? I'm meeting with people, first-time buyers, friends, and we sit down, we talk like, hey, I'm making $100,000 a year. I have almost 5 or 10% saved up. They can afford the houses in the area that they live in. What's holding them back is fear. It's fear, their mindset. They don't want to make a mistake. They're taking classes and courses and boot camps on like real estate investing. And look, that's all good. That's all good. It's good to do your research. It's good to get ready, but there's going to come a point, you have the 5%, you have the 10% or 20%, whatever, you have the job and you have a good credit score, right? There's going to come to a point where you have all those things. You're on paper, you're ready to buy a house, and you're going to be done with the courses. You're going to be done with the boot camps. You're going to be done watching YouTube videos. There's going to come a time where you have to pull the trigger. And my message to you in this video is to not overthink. Don't overthink when it comes to buying your first house, because your best teacher is going to be experience. You're going to buy a house. If it appraises and you can afford the payments, that's all you should worry about. You can afford the payments and the house appraises, do it. Don't overthink, because overthinking is what's going to cause you to pause, stop, delay. And we're at a moment in time right now where home prices are going up 10 to 20% a year. Phoenix, where I am, went up 30% last year. The home that my wife and I bought here in Gilbert, Arizona, we bought it at $490. A model match just sold for $590. That's 20%. And probably even more. As the weeks and the months go by, the value just keeps going up. We created $100,000 of wealth in 1 year. In addition to our jobs, in addition to our other investments, we made $100,000 just by buying a house and living in it. Now is the time. Don't procrastinate. Do your research, but there's going to come a time where you got to pull the trigger, because if we had waited 1 year, the same house that we paid $490, we would have paid $590. think about that for a second. So if you're putting 5% down on, let's say $490, right? That's about $25,000. The difference between, if we had waited a year, the 5% of $590 would have been about $30,000. If we were doing 5%, I think we did more. I think we did 10 or 15, but we would have need $5,000 more into down payment. Rates are now higher, and our payment would have been higher by hundreds of dollars a month. I haven't done the math, but do the math. Even if your interest rate was the same, right? If you bought a house for $500 and put 5% at 3.5% interest rate, and then you bought that same house a year later with the same rate, if rates were the same, let's say the rate was still 3.5% and you put 5% down on a $600,000 house, your mortgage would be hundreds of dollars higher, and you're paying $100,000 more than what you would have paid a year ago. That's what would have happened with us. So I was lucky enough to, at age 26, buy my first house and strengthen that muscle of not letting the fear control my actions and just going for it. There's gonna come a time where you gotta put that shit aside and just go for it. So I know a lot of you might be at that point where you're like, I have the income, I have the down payment, I have the credit score, but maybe the market's gonna cool down. Maybe I should wait for interest rates to come back down. Guys, if you are ready, buy now. Interest rates are still at near historic lows. Even if they go up from 2.75 to 3.75, that's way lower than they were 10 years ago. Rates were at 5 or 6%. Before that, they were at 10%. Look at the history of mortgage interest rates. So I want to pound that into you guys that even if you buy today at 3.75% versus last year was 2.75, your home value going up 10 to 20% is going to outpace that by a lot. You have the tax deductions and you're going to get the appreciation of that house. If you wait another year, add another 15 to 20% to the price of that house. The home that we bought a year ago for $490 now is $590. Next year, it's going to be over $700,000, right? In 2 years, the same house that was $490 is going to be over $700,000. Think about that for a second. That's $200,000 in equity that you're going to miss out on the longer you procrastinate and wait. So there's going to come a time you got to just pull the trigger. So I'm here to serve. I'm here to help. I want to help you guys build wealth through real estate because it's already changed my life. Coming from a family where we did not own a home, I saw the struggles, and I'm still seeing the struggles as my parents age, don't have that safety net, don't have a retirement, they don't have a piece of real estate that they can save and pocket 5, 6, 700,000. The difference it's made for me, seeing, me and my wife build wealth through real estate, and I want to do that for you. So if you have any questions, you can always book a call, send me an email, leave a comment. And if you found this video valuable, I hope some of you take this and it pushes you over the edge to put in that offer, go through the process, gain that experience. And as you buy one piece of real estate, the next one will be easier and easier. And you just keep building from there. So thank you guys. Smash the like button and I'll see you guys on the next one.